Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Monday afternoon here in Denver, Colorado. It is 1 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time for our daily dose of light, love, and power with our focus on the light aspect for today. And got my phone back. All is well. All is cool, calm, and collected. It's especially cool. It's about 23 degrees here in Denver, Colorado. It is snowing yet again. What is happening? More snow. Can't quite understand why it's happening. It's the middle of April. Adriana, Atma Namaste. They always go, it's Denver. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't snow in the middle of April. Sometimes it does, but I remember one time it actually snowed in July. I don't know how that physically is possible, but it actually happened one time. So we're talking about the light aspect today. And I thought there's kind of a topic I wanted to cover yesterday about this. And I wasn't in the proper mindset to do it. But my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui, the gentleman you see behind me on the wall, he says, who and what you meditate on, you become. Who and what you meditate on, you become. Ray, Atma Namaste. And I think to myself, who am I meditating on right now? What am I meditating on right now? This is Atma Namaste. So either I'm going to turn into a bunny, I'm going to turn into a cute hamster, I'm going to turn into a puppy or a kitten, or it's invalidating the principle. But basically what it means is whatever you put your attention on, if you put your attention on beautiful things, you become a beautiful person. If you put your attention on hurtful things, painful things, traumatic things, you become that. When you meditate on great teachers and great saints and great avatars and great business people, you become that, right? If you meditate on murderers, rapists, James, Atma Namaste, or people who have maybe not the most wholesome intentions, you become that. Because when you think about somebody and you feel about somebody or something, you're vibrating. Solange, Atma Namaste, you're vibrating at that level, right? So if I said to you, okay, for the next 5 minutes, I want you to think about someone you love and care about. At the end of that 5 minutes, how are you going to feel? You're going to feel more loving, more caring, more nurturing, more compassionate, right? Now if I say, okay, I want you to focus for the next 5 minutes on somebody you despise, that you cannot stand in any way, shape, or form, and you wish they weren't even existing on the planet. I actually had a friend say that to me, not personally to me, but about somebody that said, I wish he didn't exist on the planet. Jesus, Atma Namaste. I wish he didn't exist on the planet. So think about that. You're meditating on how much you despise another person. So what are you going to be experiencing more of? Those similar energies. So again, what Master Cho Koksui says, you become who and what you meditate on. So be very, very careful of the books that you read, the podcasts that you listen to, the video streams that you follow, the things that you're putting your attention on. Because meditation is about attention, partly. It's where you're putting your consciousness. If I say, think of a pink elephant, whoop, your consciousness goes to pink elephants. If I say, think of a tall skyscraper, whoop, your attention goes to a tall skyscraper. The interesting thing is, because you're a being of light, love, and power, you can choose where you put your attention on at any point in time. So it shouldn't mean anything of what I say, right? If you are clear with who and what you are. I'm going to put my attention here. I'm going to put my attention here. I'm going to put my attention here. So that is the light aspect within each and every one of us, the intelligent aspect. So be very, very careful of who and what you meditate on, moment by moment by moment by moment by moment. There's an old saying that you can tell who a person is by the books on his bookshelf, right? Because what does that mean? It means those are the kinds of thoughts, feelings, and viewpoints that person has about himself, the world at large, and others, right? So if you see, if you see a lot of not so pleasant books on somebody's bookshelf, that should be an indicator. If you see no books on a person's bookshelf, that should be an indicator. If you see spiritual books or healing books or books about great people on the planet on their bookshelf, that should be an indicator. Does that make sense? So it's very, very important. Very important. Stacy, namaste. Good to have you on. It's been a while since you've been on. So that's why I wanted to jump on and share with you guys for today's daily dose of light, love, and power with our focus on the light aspect, is that in our current day and age of 2020, people's attentions are being pulled in thousands of different ways. Some of those intentions are good. Some of those attentions are not good. Some of those attentions are detrimental to that person's health and well-being. The more sensitive you are, the more aware you are of what affects you from your environment, what you put your attention on, and the effects. Correct. Adrian is dropping some knowledge. Yeah. So it's so simple. So I was talking with a friend of mine a couple days ago. We're both pranic healers. We're both arhatic yogis. And we had the observation of an event that we attended to about a year ago. It was in downtown Denver, and it was a group, which this is connected to the light aspect. There was an open forum, a philosophical debate, if you will. They had a meetup online. She found it, and she said, hey, let's go to this meetup. And they were talking about spiritual concepts, philosophical concepts, rules of argumentation, what have you. And one of my favorite classes of all classes I've taken in college was actually philosophy. I really thoroughly enjoyed philosophy. And my professor at the time said, you're the best student I've ever had in my 10 years of teaching. Because I was constantly interrupting her to gain clarity and to ask questions, as opposed to everyone else just sitting, hiding behind a book and not wanting to engage in class, which I don't understand that. Why would you not want to engage in class? You're paying money to be in class. Hello? Get the most out of it, yo. Anyways, so we were talking about it, and the particular speakers were saying how certain abilities, telepathy doesn't exist. Certain paranormal things don't exist beyond the normal, right? And so me being a person seeking to understand and me being a person to ask questions versus making statements, because I know as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow that when you make a statement, people typically have the space of closing down or automatically contradicting you because they want to play devil's advocate. I had a friend like that. He would always play devil's advocate, I think just to get under people's skin, to be honest. I didn't think he was doing it to actually learn something. Anyways, so I asked a question already knowing the answer in the back of my mind because I've been trained in how to understand these things, these metaphysical concepts. Because I've been a professional energy healer for 16 years. I've been a meditation teacher for almost as long. Actually, namaste. Good to have you on for the first time. So I just asked a question. And what was fascinating was we asked the question, and then the person went on and on and on and on and on with a response, no clarity whatsoever. Right? No clarity. So they're talking about a topic that they're not educated in, they have no experience in, and so if you don't understand something, you add lots of extra words to it to make you sound more intelligent, to make you sound more enlightened, right? And we both looked at each other, my friend and I, are like shaking our head. And then we had one of her other friends was there, and we all went out to dinner together afterwards. And we were shaking our heads because we're like, what the hell were these people talking about? Because we asked the question wasn't answered. We asked the question, and they talked about several other things that had no connection to the question that we were asking. But to them, they were answering the question. To them, they were being intelligent. To them, they were being deep and philosophical. And that's something I very much appreciate about Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui and the teachings he's shared with in pranic healing or Hatha Yoga and the higher teachings through his 20 different books and 20 different classes, is that the principles are very, very simple, and they're very profound, and they're very deep, and they're penetrating. And you don't need so many things to explain the concept and the principle. Because if you don't understand something, you have to use many words to describe it. But if you understand something deeply, you can step the energy down, make it into a sentence, give it to the person. They can apply it into their life and improve the quality of their life, because isn't that the purpose? What is the purpose of having understanding or knowledge or some spiritual concept provided to you when you have absolutely no idea what it means and how to apply it to your day-to-day life? That's why it's called practical spirituality. Jillian, namaste. So that was what I want to cover with the light aspect, is you become who and what you meditate on. So if you meditate on, Adriana says his clarity is amazing. So if you meditate on things that are complex, and you meditate on other people who don't know what they're talking about, these guys clearly did. I'm not making fun of them. I'm not criticizing them. I'm not saying that they were bad people. What I am saying is that they did not know what they were talking about. Relative to this topic, other areas of their life, no idea. But they specifically came together to have a meetup group to talk about certain concepts, and I happened to ask a question about one of those certain concepts. Not that complicated, right? It would be similar to me, Kat, namaste. It would be similar to me starting a meetup group, right? Starting a meetup group, talking about meditation. Somebody asked a very simple question about meditation, like, I don't know, what is meditation? And I spend 15 minutes skirting around the question, hoping to hit a point, hoping to make sense here, make sense there, or to sound like I know what I'm talking about. And then at the end, the person just scratches their head and goes, I still don't know what meditation is, and I still don't know why I'm actually at this meetup. Does that make sense? So again, it's not a judgment to this person. It's a judgment. It's a discernment that this person hasn't been properly trained in how to articulate and communicate points in their area of expertise. One of the teachers in pranic healing said many years ago that you can tell what a person is thinking by their speech. So if their speech is clear, concise, to the point, that's how they think. And actually, it's even more intense of how they think. Because if this isn't clear, or let me rephrase this, if this isn't clear, this will be less clear. It's a filtering process, a stepping down process. So if I have a million different concepts in my head and it comes out clear, then that means I'm very good at organizing those million different concepts. But if this is not clear with communication, this is not clear. This is all squirrely, extra squirrely. So anyways, hope that makes sense. I love the topic of the light aspect, but again, what and who you meditate on is what you become. Meditate on greatness, you become great. Meditate on fear, anxiety, depression, anger, gossip of those energies or of other people connected to those energies, that's also what you become. Make sense? Love you guys very, very much. For those of you who are in need of healing, feel free to reach out to me directly at ChristianRLong.com. It's my name. It's my website. All the information is right there. FAQs, my background, how we can help you. And then you just schedule a healing session directly on there. And I get it in my calendar. You get it in your calendar. We see each other face to face. And we create a miracle in your life. That's the goal. So love you guys very, very much. This is Christian Long, Life Enhancement Consultant. Wishing you a beautiful day, week, even next incarnation. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye. Thanks, Kat. You're so beautiful.